Good morning, everyone. I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while now, and I keep telling myself I'm going to wait until I have time and wait until I got a free minute to do it, and I've come to the realization that I'm never going to have time. I'm never going to have a free minute to do this video. But anyways, we've been starting to get a lot of nationwide attention from other repair shops and people all around the country that are trying to get things fixed, and most shops are being really honest to these people, and they'll tell them, look, you've got an issue with your logic board, or hey, we went to unplug something from your board and one of the pins came out of your connectors, and we can fix it for you, but we have to send it off. So that's what a lot of people are being told. Many shops are blaming it on their device, just basically putting it off like it's something that can't be fixed, and you got to have a new logic board, and it's your problem. So, and in a lot of cases, they even charge them for the repair. They tear up their device and then charge the customer for the repair. I guess the purpose of this video is about micro soldering and trying to get rid of some of the misconceptions that people have. So many people come in this shop every day, and they're floored that we can fix some of this stuff. I'm going to keep working because this customer's going to be calling me to ask me what's going on with this phone. So one of the last ones that we had, this guy had called all over the place. He'd called all the shops in the surrounding cities, and what had happened is he had an iPad mini, and he took it in for a screen replacement. And whenever they went to test their new digitizer before doing the final assembly, they botched the digitizer connector, which is easy to do on an iPad mini because they're fragile. So anyway, that customer was told he would have to get a new logic board. The guy charged him $100 for the screen replacement and tore up his iPad mini, plus really misled him on what he would have to do to get that problem fixed. So the guy found us on Google, and he wound up driving, I don't know, 60 to 80 miles or something to get to our shop here. And we keep those connectors in stock. I had his iPad mini fixed in like an hour and a half from when he dropped it off. The stuff is really completely fixable. It's just the size has gotten to be so small that it's just overwhelming for people that would normally repair this kind of stuff to work on. So I've really taken a liking in micro soldering. I love my microscope. That's my most used tool. And I just trying to get the word out to everybody that this stuff can be fixed. So what we're doing with other repair shops, we can offer substantial discounts so that you can actually offer micro soldering as a service to your customer, offer them a better solution than replace the device, plus really make money off of it. So everybody wins. The customer's happy because they get their phone fixed, and they get it fixed pretty quick. This last mail-in that we took, the very last one, it was in and out within a day. So now, I'm not a very social person.
How was that?
Now, I'm not a very social person, so these videos are going to be very difficult to me, but really with the attention that we're starting to get from the other shops, and calls coming in from all around the country, I really feel the strong need to start reaching out to people and really starting to connect more, especially the repair community, because you guys are just, or us, we are just dealing with all the same things. Some of the conversation, some of the conversations that I've had on the phone with other shops and questions that we've been called with has really made me realize that there's not any real competition going on here. This is in such high demand that there's really plenty enough business for everybody. There's no sense in lying about anything or what I see going on a lot now is everybody undercutting each other's prices. It's like everybody's paying the same price for this stuff. The defect rate's the same, yet everybody feels like they got to do it cheaper than the guy down the road, or he's going to get all the business, or that's not the case. This stuff really, the guy down the road, he doesn't understand your business, and he doesn't understand the defect rate. So maybe he's only been in business for a year, and he comes in and he's going to do iPhone 6 screens for $50 when you're charging people 130, 150, or whatever it is that you charge. So the guy down the road moves in and he's going to do it for $50, and all of a sudden you feel like, oh no, now I got to figure out a way to do this for cheaper than $50. Well, the guy down the road doesn't understand your business. He may not understand the defect rate on parts yet. He may not understand that after you put a screen in somebody's phone, you basically own every problem that phone has. So you put a screen in somebody's phone, and Betty Lubes comes back the next day and she says, hey, ever since you put that screen in my phone's doing this. Well, it really is up to you to not turn them away and say, no, there's no way I caused that. It's up to you to look at the problem and consider whether or not you caused it. And even if you didn't cause it, you still take time making sure that it wasn't your fault. And you spend time with these people to make sure that they understand what actually caused the problem, what the deal is. And if it is your fault, you need to make it right. Fix their phone, or if you destroyed something you can't fix, replace the phone. That's the business you're in. So there's all this price cutting and everybody trying to compete with one another's prices, and iPhone screen replacement and phone screen replacement, it's very simple. It's something that you can teach to people, and so yeah, there's always going to be somebody that's going to undercut your prices. It's going to happen. So I really strongly recommend bragging about your quality and making sure when you do the job everything works. Proximity sensors, cameras, everything looks good. It has the feel of the original Apple product like it should, or whatever brand name it is that you're working on. So I wouldn't feel the need all the time to undercut everybody else's prices. That's not a game that I'm going to participate in. I feel like we've kind of set the lead for the pricing around here, and we're not going to compete with anybody on our prices. I mean, we'll stay fair, but what we'll do is we have to charge enough to where we can keep these things in stock and put up with any kind of issues any of our customers may have. So if they come back and the screen we put in 3.5 months ago, look what it's doing, this is garbage, we're going to fix it. We're going to put in a new screen like we should. So anyways, I may have gotten sidetracked a little bit here. This LG V10 came in with coffee spilled in it. And the guy did it like 6 months ago. See if we can get enough contact here. Yeah, like 6 months ago he's been using this phone like this. Alright, let me see if I can show you what this thing's doing. He's been using it like this. We'll screen up to the left. Alright. There it is. The digitizer works all the way across. The touchscreen works. Everything works. It's just half the screen is distorted. And I think now the battery's dead because it's sat all weekend. And yeah, so this guy was using this phone. Now imagine I might get some bad feedback and stuff on these videos because this isn't going to be the only video. We have just gotten so much attention and so many questions from other shops that I really feel it's necessary to start showing a little more of what goes on here, and not just only doing it. And here lately I've just really felt the need to reach out and and talk about some of the issues that we run into, especially now realizing that all these other places are having really similar problems and what they're struggling with. And um, it's almost like a really big secret because one shop don't want to let the other shop know what they're having problems with, like they're wanting to hide about it. Now I understand that more than anybody because I have issues speaking in front of people. I'm really good with dealing with customers and helping people through their problems, but to sit in front of a camera and talk about something and keep one specific subject line, I suck. But I'm going to do this anyway. I really feel like I have to. Just we've had such an outcry from other places and horror stories, customers coming in here saying, well, so and so told me that this couldn't be fixed and that I had a problem with my phone. And you look at it and it's like, well, they smashed the digitizer connector. Of course they couldn't fix it. And then they told them nobody could fix it. You needed a new logic board. Sorry, your phone and this and your phone. And come on, dude, you smashed their digitizer connector and told them it couldn't be fixed. So we typically charge around 50 bucks to replace one of those connectors. We're offering wholesale discounts to other repair shops that want to try to offer it as a service, but don't want to do the micro soldering themselves. So basically, we can offer you a price to do this kind of work. You can advertise it like it's your work, and we can give you a turnaround time that's fast enough to really make your customer happy. The customer's happy, they get their device fixed, they get all their family pictures back, and it's really we can help. We're helping a lot of people. So um, we've seen quite a few not horror stories, but lies and misconceptions of people that come in and hear what it is we're doing, and they're already under the impression that it's not something that's going to last, or they want to know what the warranty is and what are you going to stand. The work that we're doing here, we got a lot of pictures on our Facebook page and stuff, and I'm adding a camera to this microscope very soon so I can show what it is I'm doing on a live basis, like while I'm doing it. Right now, the pictures that are uploaded, I'm doing the work with the big microscope, but then I got this chintzy little USB eBay microscope I take those pictures with. I can't believe it takes pictures that are acceptable enough to put online and for people to actually see it. But so anyway, in the future, I'm going to have much better pictures and video to show. But people don't realize that you can work on this stuff. Right now, it's pretty obvious to see why the screen on this thing would be distorted. I'm going to take pictures of this with the junk microscope that I use for pictures and see if I can't come back and overlay them on to this video later on. Although I don't plan on editing anything out, so that's going to suck for me because I get sidetracked and say stupid shit, but I'm going to leave it in these videos anyway. So right now I'm going to have a look under the connector on this LG V10. I'm betting that this is going to be a fairly straightforward repair if I can come up with the parts. It has one spot that has been severely liquid damaged. I am going to take the board out and go ahead and ultrasonic the bottom of it. First, I'm going to see if I can get a picture of this before I do that. See? Cheapo eBay microscope. This is the microscope that has taken all of the pictures that's on our Facebook page. Every last one of them. Okay. Actually, let's see if I can add it as a source here. Yeah, I'll add it to Open Broadcaster as a source. And I'll just put it straight into this video capture. How bad is that going to be? Okay. We're going to overlay it onto this screen since the resolution is so much different that it just kind of looks like garbage. So, okay, cuts my face off, but that's okay. That's my USB microscope. And I haven't looked at schematics or anything on this phone yet. This is just basically looking at it going, oh gosh, that looks like crap. And yeah. So I'm going to ultrasonic the bottom of this board first. I'm probably not going to do the whole board immediately unless I see actual signs of damage up above. Now, this is one of the boards that has surface mount microphone directly on the bottom of it. I don't put those in the ultrasonic cleaner because a lot of times they come out and they're garbage. They don't work anymore. And then you got a customer coming back going, ever since you worked on my phone, nobody can hear me talking. So I'm going to be taking that microphone off the board before I run the cleaner on this thing. I've never actually taken apart a V10, but it's a lot like a G4 or a G3. Looks like we got some adhesive holding the board down. But yeah, it's did me some good hearing some of the crap that all the other shops are putting up with, and I really, my heart goes out to some of these places that just keep getting shot down by bad screens and all the different pitfalls that you can run into. Charge ports that have everything good except for the little temperature sensor, and that just, I can't imagine what some of these places are going through that don't micro solder, because the only way to fix a problem like that is to throw it under the microscope and do a micro repair on it. Now, I'm not going to take these shields over here off initially. We've got a lot of gaps in these shields and openings, and if this thing simply needs a cleaning, which I can see there's most likely some crap here that's got to be replaced, but anyway, I'm going to hold off on pulling those shields on this one. It's really a minimal area, and alright, we got a pop filter on the bottom of the mic. Take that off. Oh, it's Monday. All my tools are out of place, and nothing's right, and everything's wrong. Our shop opens in 45 minutes. We always have a line of people outside when we open. And this morning I'm still trying to catch up from last week. Alright, so I'm going to mark the orientation of this microphone. You'll notice from some of our pictures on Facebook, you'll see that little arrow on the board and stuff. That's me. I take and put a tiny little microscopic marking somewhere where it's just ground plane, where you're not going to damage anything. I do it to make damn sure that I don't forget the orientation of whatever it is that I'm working on, because you don't want to solder something back on backwards or do something just on account of being forgetful. Alright, I'd like to see that board a little more solid. No tension on the board, just enough to keep it from moving. Alright, I'm going to hit this at about 350 C. That's not the actual temperature that I'm going to heat the board up to, but that's where I'm comfortable with this hot air station. Make sure I don't tear anything up. And we're going to take off this bottom microphone. That looks like this. Can I do that? No, I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to keep it on the camera and solder, I don't think. No way. But that's what I'm taking off. So. I'm going to heat up sort of the whole area because I don't want to break anything around it. I try not to use hardly any, if not no flux at all on these, because sure enough you're going to get a little flux inside the microphone hole. All right. There we go. Microphone is off. There it is. There's on the table. There's where it came from. And I'm going to set it aside so I make damn sure not to lose it. Alright. See, I've got sidetracked again. Now I'm just working. My purpose for doing this video was really just to reach out and I want to start explaining some of the issues that we run into as repair shops. And I've had some really enlightening conversations from other shops all around the country, and we're all dealing with the same stuff. And if the guy down the road wants to put in a shop and beat your prices, you don't have to compete with him, not if you're doing good work. People aren't going to like the dust under the camera lens and crap that don't work, and when they're not charging enough money, they can't give you a good enough warranty or keep it in stock. So it really comes down to the quality of work. So let them undercut you by 50 bucks. They're not going to, I mean, so what? Let them. Just hold firm and you're going to be fine. Now, a lot of people online will tell you that you can't use this because it's not good enough. This is a very cheap ultrasonic cleaner. I paid 60 bucks for that machine. For a long time I tried to use it with distilled water, and I tried a little alcohol in it. I tried different things to try to get it to clean the way that I thought it should. And I thought my cleaner was just, it was like everybody said, it wasn't good enough. So I wound up trying this. a 3% solution of Branson EC, just like it says on the bottle. I fill this cleaner up with distilled water, and I add about 50 milliliters of Branson EC. This stuff is like magic. It's seriously, it's like magic. It works really good. I'll never use anything else. Here's that same area that I showed just a second ago. Can't wait to get a bigger camera on this microscope up here so you can actually see what's going on. This is 30 seconds. Now it still needs some work, but that's a pretty big difference. Actually, no, it looks like total garbage. I'll do an example on ultrasonic cleaning, and maybe do it with fresh solution. But this has basically the rough of what I need to get off of this thing, anyways. That's what I get. Show somebody that the cheap cleaner works fine and looks like garbage. Beautiful. Now, oh, see, yeah, I got to get a camera on this bigger microscope. That little microscope does not do justice. That is the difference of night and day. That really made a huge difference. I think all I may do to start with on this one is that small amount of cleaning. I see one of the display chokes. I might get in and resolder that thing. Give this board a good drying and try it again. So our turnaround time on micro soldering, connector replacements, iPhone 6 Touch IC repairs, TriStar repairs, our turnaround time on those is typically 1 day. So if you ship your device and it shows up here in the afternoon with our normal mail, we will typically mail your device out the very next day, or the same day we get payment for the service. So we don't charge anything in advance. We only charge after your device is actually repaired. This type of work here is something that we are probably going to start sending to other places because I am just overran with it, and anybody can put your board in an ultrasonic cleaner. I would like to see it after everything else has been tried and you give up on it. That's my ideal repair. Alright, let's see if this V10 has anything but lines on the right side of the screen. No, same crap. Okay. Could actually be the screen itself. So I'm not going to dig too deep into this without another screen to try. Okay, I'm also going to see if ZXW tool has a schematic for the V10. That's the H900. No, no schematic for that. I'm going to go ahead and have a look under the shield here. Hold the board from spinning. Okay. I do wonder what is under this shield. Does it look as screwed up as everything else around here? Let's see what LG is going to make us do to unsolder this baby. I see their flux starting to bubble. Shields up. Really don't think anything in there is affecting display. This is all directly related to charging and power. So while everything's still hot, I'm just going to put it back. There we go. That never happened. You know what? So fixated on doing a video, I never checked the connector. See? Silly mistake. See if we can get a good look at it. That side looks pretty good. That looks pretty good too. So not the connector. This job is going to have to wait for a display. We try to keep a lot of stuff in stock to keep people from having to wait, but I'm not going to do any more micro soldering here until I try a new display. So those little guys are most likely capacitors. Let's check to see if they're shorting. Okay. We're going to wait for a display. So I don't lose it, I'm going to put his microphone back. I'm using the babyest amount of flux because I don't want the flux to clog up the microphone hole, which goes through the logic board. So the board's really thin. The LG V10 is really easy to solder on. Everything heats up and happens really quick. So, all right, look for my arrow. Arrow's right. Now these microphones are in two pieces, so you want to make sure you got the board hot enough before you set that mic in place, and then heat it up a little. It's the final amount, because the microphone will fall apart. The cap's actually soldered onto the mic. There we go. Let's set mic, put back where it goes. Okay, so anyway, I have too many repairs to do today to get hung up and stop on this one. I'm going to take all the screws that go to this phone, put them aside. Back. Okay. I'm going to take all the screws that go to this phone and all the parts and put them all together in one spot so that nothing gets misplaced. And we have to get a test screen for this phone, because it's very likely that the issues going on with this phone are not logic board related. They're very likely to be the screen. So we'll be finding that out soon enough. But in order to continue, I have to have a little bit more to go by. So here's all of his SD cards, screws, everything, all in one spot. And I'm going to be putting this repair on hold. So anyways, I'm going to be doing more videos, because I really would like to reach out to the repair community and start talking about some of the stuff that we ran into. I'm pretty shy, so it's going to be hard to do, but I'm going to do it anyways. Have to, because just some of the lies that have been being told to our customers that come in here, and they're like, really? Seriously? That's not what they told us. And also, when I get on YouTube to try to find something, like, well, anything, try to find anything that has to do with micro soldering, and it's just really scary, some of the stuff that people are doing. I actually seen one guy demonstrating how to do water damage cleanup, where he took the entire phone and dropped it in the ultrasonic cleaner that was full of alcohol. It's like, oh my gosh, he's showing his 6,000 or whatever subscribers to do that. It's really terrible. So I'm going to do my best to show people the right way to do stuff. I imagine a lot of the stuff I'm doing is wrong, but you're really on your own in this business. There's nobody that's going to show you to do it the right way. You really have to figure it out for yourself. So when you see me routing wires under the bed, to an individual ball under a ball grid array package, it's just, there are very, very few videos you can look at online where somebody is doing that. And as far as how you're going to do it and be successful at it, you wind up having to develop your own technique, because nobody out there is doing it the right way. There really is no right way to do it. However you can do it, that it's robust, it works good, Hopefully it looks nice. But really, there's no right way to do a lot of these repairs, except for when it comes to screen replacements and stuff, where everybody's got their own, there's a pretty well a set way that you can show people to do it, where they're going to turn out right every time. But when it comes to the stuff in the microscopic world, um, you really are left kicking and screaming for yourself. Like, where are you going to buy wire small enough to route under those chips? I steal it out of iPhone 3GS speakers and vibrator motors. That's where I get a lot of the wire I use for jumpers. But nobody told me that. Nobody said, hey, this is where you're going to get it. I just took the smallest wire I had, which is out of like an electrical motor, like an old AC electrical motor. I took the smallest wire I had and tried to do a micro jumper to like a TriStar pin, or I don't remember what it was, but I realized, holy crap, this wire is way too big. Where am I going to get something smaller? So it's, just all these little things that as a repair shop that you're going to run into where there's nobody out there that has the answers. I feel like I'm coming up with a lot of answers that would really help people. And I really don't care if I'm criticized because I'll just ignore that crap. I don't want to talk in front of people anyway. I'm kind of doing this because I think it's going to be a good way for me to vent whenever we get a box of, I don't know, 20 bad screens where they're all bad and the supplier says, no, they're all good, we checked them. This will give me a spot to vent and really talk to some of the other shops about some of the crap that we run into. I know everybody's curious about what we're doing here because we're getting all this attention and calls from all over the country. So instead of being like the guy you never see or the people that you never see, we're going to start going public with a lot of these repairs and just take out all the stops. I'd like to communicate with each and every one of these other shops and maybe offer them the opportunity to help them, or maybe if they want me to show them how I'm soldering stuff that's this small successfully, I'm even happy to do that. So these videos are most likely going to go on YouTube, and I'm going to share them to Facebook, but we'll see how it goes. I know that we're going to start uploading videos because it's really necessary. There's no organization out there that's going to start showing people how to do this the right way. There's no shortage of people out there trying to teach classes and stuff on it. Some of them I've seen that are really good. Others I've seen are just like, holy cow, I can't believe they're teaching them to do that with a heat gun. Like, whoa, a heat gun. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this video. My shop's going to open here in about 20 minutes, and I've got a crap load of stuff to get done. So that's it until next time. I'm going to be doing more videos, and I'm going to try to cut them as little as possible. Long dead areas where there's no talking and stuff like that, I'm going to be cutting that out. And I'll try to bump up the quality of these things as much as I can. And here in the very near future, I'm going to add a camera to the top of this microscope so everybody can see what is it I'm doing. Although I've had countless people say, don't show your competition how you're doing that. Don't show your competition how you're, don't show them, but I'm not worried about that. There is so much business to go around. Just look at all the iPhone 6 touch defects. Holy cow. There's a mountain of those jobs, just that job alone to do. So there's no sense in being all butthurt. There's no sense in being all like offensive and nasty towards your competition because guys, we're all in this together. This is a big deal. And Apple sure in the hell don't want you fixing it. They're telling people, well, what is it they tell people when they come in with a touch defect? Sorry, that problem can't be fixed. Your device is out of warranty, but we can offer you an out of warranty replacement. You give us $329 and your phone, and we'll just replace your device. It's not fixable anyway, so why not just give us $329 and your device? Well, you know what they do after they do that? They fix it. And then they sell it to somebody else for $329. I can't imagine what kind of a reputation I would have in the repair business if I was telling people, your device can't be fixed, but I'll buy it from you. And then fix it and go sell it to somebody else. Can you imagine what kind of reputation that would give you? But somehow Apple's managing to get away with this. Now, I don't know if they're telling that to every person, but I can tell you when it's an iPhone 6 touch defect or any other logic board related problem, their only option is to replace the device. So it really is necessary for an independent shop, for other people to step up and do some repairs on this stuff, or Apple just continue raking in all that money. Man, they're making good money on it. I wish I could charge $300 to replace a couple of touch ICs on the bottom of an iPhone 6 board. That would be awesome because I can do it in, I don't know, 20 minutes, something like that, not counting ultrasonic time and cleaning to make sure it looks good when it's done. So anyways, everybody out there in the repair community, you're all in this together, guys. Don't fight. It's not worth all the ego. There's too much ego smashing going on, and I've gotten so much attitude over micro soldering. It's unbelievable. It's like, dude, so what? You're not doing it. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to lie and make up lies about your competition because they're doing something that you can't. That's silly. There's always going to be somebody that's doing something that you can't. And I'm more than happy to show and teach what it is that I'm doing here. Show people examples. The stuff looks good. It works good. These repairs don't come back. I don't even know how many repairs we're doing every month now, and now all the mail-in repairs are really starting to kick up because we're starting to get attention in the international repair community all over the country. Not international, but just national. We got national attention, but the way it's looking, I mean, within a few months' time, it's just inevitable. We're going to start getting mail-ins from all over the world because there's people out there botching stuff and tearing it up and that's going to happen. It's the only way to learn, but don't tear up your customer stuff. Learn on something that you can tear up without causing any grief. So anyways, I got to get our shop ready to open. There'll be a lot more videos to come, and I'm going to try not to cut them. I'll try to show more of my work area here, and I really just want to start talking to some of the other shops. It's kind of hard for one another to pick up the phone and call because of all this ego that goes on amongst each other. It's really terrible. There's a lot more to be said about it, and I'll probably go into that in some of my other videos. But for now, I just really want to get my face out there and start talking to some of you because it's really important. Everybody's hiding in the back doing these repairs and keeping your customers in the dark. And most of you are being honest with your customers, but some of them are being told these really outrageous, ugly lies and being charged for the repair whenever really what they did was took the device in and said, yeah, I can fix it. I'll put a new screen on your iPad mini. And the mini was working when it came in, yet they smashed the connector, told the customer it was a problem with their mini, charged them for the repair anyway, and handed it back to them in pieces. Well, most of the pieces. It was missing, you know, the big shield and stuff like that. So I want to talk to all you about business, repairs, and the garbage that you run into trying to run a small electronics repair shop. So hope everybody has a good week this week. I might not get to do another video. We'll see. I stay backed up by 50 phones every day, so I got to get busy, and I'll try to make time to talk to you guys whenever I can. Have a good one, everybody.